How would you describe your company's mission?
It's very simple. Genetic information is of fundamental importance in improving people's healthcare outcomes and lowering costs. And we are relentlessly pursuing the idea of getting that information into mainstream medical care, everyday use, to improve outcomes and lower costs for billions of people on the planet.
And how big, or where's the opportunity come from in recent years? Because of great advances in genetic testing, or people's readiness to be tested, or your own technology that stands you out against the crowd?
It's a confluence of factors. Think semiconductors kicking off and igniting the computing and networking industry in the 70s, early 80s. Recently, next generation sequencing technology has driven down in cost curves even faster than the kind of much renowned Moore's law. And what that's enabled is application providers like us is to change what has fundamentally been in the past a rationed good in healthcare, genetic information, kind of in a niche kind of test by test, sample by sample lab industry, kind of set up to something that looks very much more like an information industry. In the future, this information will be on hand for everybody born into a modern healthcare system. And we intend to be the leader in providing that information at the right time, at the right place for an individual and their care providers, the context of their family. Again, ensuring health and wellness, improving healthcare outcomes, and lowering costs.
So then I guess just to dig into that a little bit more, Sean, when you're talking about an information system and all of the data that will yield, what does that actually mean in terms of applications to how we not only test for and diagnose, but also treat diseases?
Absolutely. So if one looks right now in the portfolio and the coming pipeline of oncology therapeutics around the world, 90% of them are targeted to a specific genetic variant. If you look at the therapy pipelines for rare disorders, pediatric disorders, developmental diseases, somewhere around 80% of them are developed and targeted specifically to a genetic variant. 1 in 6 individuals walking around has genetics at the core of their primary healthcare outcome, complaints, and disease. Most of them don't even know it. The massive importance and central importance of genetic information in healthcare is about to, I'm certain in the next 5 to 10 years, about to become front and center as an ability to get the right therapy earlier to individuals that can benefit, identify people at risk, and put in place monitoring and prevention modalities to certainly delay, if not even prevent, the onset of disease, and generally provide a core understanding of risks that run in families. I'll point out 6 million pregnancies per year in the United States, 30 million pregnancies in the markets we serve around the globe. Very few of them use genetic information we can readily provide to improve health and health outcomes for mom and baby involved. 10 years from now, we're going to look back aghast that anybody in a modern healthcare system had a child without looking at a comprehensive genomic profiling of the family and really helping take that risk off the table for mom and baby.
Yeah, I like that example right there, having gone through genetic testing with my own most recent pregnancy myself. Sean, I've heard you just lay out the case from an innovation standpoint. How do you make money off of this? Where are the greatest opportunities in terms of that?
Well, that's the trick. I think one thing to know, if there's anything to know about us, is we are taking a bit of an orthogonal approach to the traditional specialty diagnostics, especially the biopharma approach. You know, genetic information, when we started this company, cost of a single gene test was in the $4,000 to $7,000 range. To get a panel, to get a number of genes to really diagnose any one of a number of complicated diseases could cost $50,000, $100,000 and take 6 months to do. Today, insurance will cover most of these tests, $900 to $1,000. If insurance doesn't cover, we offer $250 patient pay tests. The bet that we have made is because there are 2 billion people around the globe that could use this information as an information service at the right time in the right place, even before they need it, not as a ration good in healthcare that is too expensive for anybody to get at the right time. That's the twist we've made. And how you make money off of it is over time, in the future, when every single one of those individuals is using our information services, acquiring our tests with their clinicians to make decisions ahead of time before diseases, that instead of multiple thousands of tests on a single test basis, a few $100s per year times that many people, we think will make a business that generates plenty of operating cash flow in the future.
Sean, what do you think of companies like 23andMe and Ancestry.com that offer to tell you where you come from based on genetic testing?
I'm a huge fan. I'm certainly probably, I would say, one of the earliest customers of both. I think that those companies have done a tremendous job demystifying genetics, making people understand kind of how impactful genetics can be, albeit in a different, kind of a very different landscape, very different perspective. Fun information about where people are from, interesting information about human genetics and the impact they have on us. I think they've done a fantastic job really getting genetics out there, and fantastic services, fantastic products, all told. I would have to say we certainly benefit from the last 10 years of the market education, the marketing, and the general familiarity with genetics that they brought.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.